So, good to get this show on the road. But before we dive too far into our session, uh, with our recaps and whatnot, let's learn about who's at our table.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Thresh. I'm playing Flat Top. He's a tiefling gunslinger who's here to do the Lord's work.
I'm Connor. I'm playing Valen. He is a drow shadow magic sorcerer who has been wandering the lands above with his shadowhound companion Nyx.
Evening, folks. I'm Samir. I am playing Ephraim Kesh, a Brass Dragonborn monk. He's been here in Barovia for a little bit, wandering. In terms of fun facts, I'd say he recently discovered that he's recently been pondering the idea of vampire babies, and it has been unsettling.
That leaves me. I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Jinx. Jinx is a mischievous and curious Blackford tabaxi rogue inquisitive. This week's fun fact follows a trend with my fun facts lately of whether or not my characters would play D&D themselves. Jinx absolutely would love playing D&D. He would love all aspects, the RP, the combat, the puzzles, the snacks, everything. It would be his favorite pastime with friends.
Heck yeah. Well then, with no further ado, let us return to Barovia, particularly to the village of Valaki. The party, as you traveled here after finding, of course, the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, we're hoping that perhaps the father would be able to cure this madness, but it seems that that was beyond his capabilities. During the attempt, Jinx and Ephraim had heard a crying out in the rain and traveled to the nearby orphanage to see what was the situation there. Found a basket which appeared to have a child in it, but upon the arrival of the mistress of the orphanage, the child disappeared, leaving nothing more than a basket full of donated foods. When we last left off, there, of course, had been an invitation and a stay at the Blue Water Inn. So, adventurers, with a wedding on the horizon in just under a month's time, what would you like to do?
21 days now to the wedding, right?
If I remember correctly,
My
yes.
math.
I wrote down 22 days left after long rest.
I had 22 days as well.
Yeah, it should be
but
22. Because I'm looking at my rules. It was 23. It is now 22.
Yeah. 23, and then we spend one day traveling to Valaki, and then that was 22.
So, I had notes of where we were going to pick up with our session, and I seem to have misplaced them. Because we were going to pick up with the watches. This is what happens when I move everything on my desk. I know, right? All right.
It does ring a bell, though. I think we had talked about who was doing what watch, and then we didn't do them yet. Or
We had
something.
not done them yet, and I had written down who was doing which watch. Which, you know what? That's fine. That's a-okay.
I think
I
I think I
can.
had Ephraim volunteer for first watch since he was still like jittery over the ghost baby in the basket. Probably.
Yeah.
Deciding watch shortly again is not an issue. And I can adjust my plans. So, Ephraim on first watch.
Sure. Let's do it.
Who would like to be on second?
I'll go second.
Any volunteers for third?
I will take third.
I will roll a d6 to see what watch Jinx is on because I don't remember what I said last time. That's a 4, so I guess I'm on second.
And let's roll to see where our NPCs will end up on watch, because 2 people on watch is better than 1.
The Mad Mage is staying awake. That's good.
Alright, so Flat Top gets our Mad Mage,
Right.
and that means Ephraim and Esmeralda.
Sure.
Also, quick note that this is like totally Faye, not related to the game at all. I got fountain pens as part of my birthday, and I've been loving them a lot.
Mmm.
I used to use fountain pens when I did calligraphy way back when. I stopped that, but I've gotten fountain pens again, and they're a lot of fun.
I love that for you.
I love that for me.
Very good.
They're all pretty colored inks too. All right, back to the session. Back to traumatizing you guys after that little fun fact. um, we'll start off with our first watch, Ephraim and Esmeralda. Let's start off with perception rolls.
Okay. Yeah, 17.
Okay. The rain is still coming down. It's not hard, but there are distant cracks of thunder. It does make listening for any disturbances outside a bit more difficult. But within the room, this sanctuary of the inn, there's not much that you've noticed. There's, of course, the breathing of your companions as they take their own rests. And your thoughts, of course, still circling around. Is there anything you'd like to expand on? Thoughts, feelings, conversations?
I would say as he's taking watch, Ephraim is kind of looking out the window into the rain and then basically distractedly tapping his spear into the floorboards. He'll explain kind of what he saw when him and Jinx went out to the orphanage and saw that basket with the blue-skinned, red-eyed, human-looking infant who disappeared. And he'll kind of ask if she's heard, like, again, he'll try to reconcile, like maybe this was just another vision or something of that sort, and you'll ask Esmeralda if she's seen anything like this
I've
or heard of
seen
anything like this.
I've seen thralls and spawn at young ages, but as infants, nothing I've seen or heard of.
It would be an unimaginable cruelty, I would think. But it might just be a way to torment us with
That's
someone we can't save.
that's where I feel like this leans into is Strahd Strahd messing with us. Doing whatever he can to unnerve us, take us off our edge.
And I guess he's also going to comment on the invitation that the party received. The personalized invitations with the demand and
Demanding
he's going to
attendance.
wonder, yes, vow fealty and all of that. And that's just what's going to occupy his mind as he kind of one of this counts as small talk with Esmeralda to cover the watch, and he's still looking outside to see if there's any threats, but he's kind of in a paranoid frame of mind now.
Okay. Valen and Jinx. What's your watch next?
Cool.
Start off with our
Not
perception
moving.
rolls.
I get to roll this with advantage, which is great. No, I can't roll in that one perception anyway, so it's a 22.
Much the same. It's quiet. The rain is petering out now. You don't hear the thunder in the distance, and what falls is soft, almost comforting, something that would lull you into a sleep. But perhaps combined with everything else you've experienced, that diminishes the comforting nature. As I ask for what your watches look like, thoughts, actions, conversations.
I think that Valen, even with the 20, would be doing his best to pay attention to what's going on outside, but of course, he's still having a little bit of a tough time getting over that really, really not great interaction that he had in the church earlier. So
I was quite pleased with that interaction. I think it was
I'm
excellent.
sure you were. Unnerving interaction. So he actually doesn't think or say anything because he doesn't want to hear that voice again, at least right now.
Want your advisor to pay attention?
They can pay attention and be silent.
Jinx will explain in a whisper because that's all he can do. What he saw with Ephraim when they left the church briefly. And he explains it in kind of a it's clear he's trying to detach himself from the experience because it shook him up a little bit with how closely it resembled his past.
We just chunk it up to the land or Strahd himself just playing tricks again. It's been happening ever since we got here.
That's true. I wish he was less good at playing games, though.
That makes two of us.
Hey, man, I I just want to make sure, again, I'm sorry I keep bringing this up, that you're all right. I couldn't help but notice before I left the church that you were talking to yourself just a little bit.
It's just unnerving. It's just something I do to not be so unnerved.
Oh, I get that. I talk to Gerald sometimes. He just pulls out the little ball, looks at Gerald for a little bit, puts him away.
Glad to see he's not frozen.
Oh, me too.
Much the same, your watch goes by without much issue, bringing us to our third watch, Flat Top and our Mad Mage.
Yeah. Oh man,
Ha
I lucked out on this one.
ha! Hold on. I gotta just.
So, you usually eat any breakfast there, bud, or?
Well, do you have some breakfast?
Well, we usually make something. You're welcome to it.
Hmm?
It won't be anything ostentatious or nothing, but it'll be filling and a good way to start the day.
How filling? More filling than grass.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Flat Top will get to business on, frying up a little bit of bread and
Yeah.
some meat rations or cheese or whatever, and whatever dried meat rations we have, just a little something to make them a little bit better.
So you're going to leave the room to go downstairs to use the kitchen?
Uh d- does he seem a little bit in his senses this morning? Now that I've offered him breakfast.
I mean, he seems as he has in your acquaintance, as brief as it has certainly been.
You got things up here while I go make us something to eat, yeah?
If anything untoward happens, I am prepared.
Just call out. I'll be right up. And okay, I trust him enough to not burn down the place to make breakfast for everybody.
I trust him not to burn down the place. Jump cut to the first time meeting him.
Yeah,
Freaking
well,
lightning
yeah,
bolt.
but under different circumstances.
Great. Well, before we get too far past our long rest, I would like for everyone to roll for me d10s.
That's the one with 10 sides, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 of
3.
those.
3.
Oh, twinsies.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh no.
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah, that's a little messed up. Just trying to make everyone a nice breakfast. Don't mess with us.
Well, this happens before you make breakfast, so it might give you something to think about. Jinx, let's start with you.
Sure.
In the quiet spaces of your mind, the areas where it's hardest to push thoughts out, in your dreams, it is cold, it is dark, and it is raining. But, Jinx, in the very distance, you see a light. It's hazy, but it's there.
I'll walk towards the light. Sure. Nothing ever wrong goes bad when you do that. I can't talk today. I'm not upset at all.
As you take those few steps, because the world seems to shrink with every step you take, you see that light becomes something very familiar. It's the orphanage that you grew up in.
Vision of this orphanage, it wasn't very nice. Is it? Do I see movement inside the orphanage?
You do. The lights flicker out from the windows, and you can see shadows of people moving.
Okay. Um, I'll walk up to the door and knock.
As you walk up to the door and knock, the door opens itself. And you can see the people moving. And it's hazy. It's like a memory. The motions aren't clean and clear. But as you sort of step through and look around, one thing catches your eye. A young tabaxi, standing all alone.
Does he look like me?
He does look like you. He even has a scarf of a similar color.
Can I walk towards him?
Mm-hmm. As you walk towards him, what do you do?
Jinx?
He looks up. You look like me.
Yeah, I do.
Are you my dad?
No.
Maybe an older brother then.
perhaps.
Do you know our dad?
No, I don't.
He kind of looks down at that.
I'm looking for him, though.
Do you need help?
What? If we both look, maybe there's a higher chance one of us will find him.
Yeah.
I used to live here, you know.
Really?
Yeah,
It must have been before I can remember.
I think you're right.
As you're having this conversation, James, you begin to hear something. A laughter. Cold. Cruel. Foreboding. The laughter you have heard all throughout the land of Barovia. During your worst moments. Perhaps a laughter you will hear again as certain things come to pass. You can look up, and in the dream sequence there is a rolling fog coming through to fill this space.
I don't think I can stay long, but you'll be okay.
And in your voice, the adult whispering, you see your young face turn a question back to you. But will you be okay? And that's where you'll wake up. Ephraim, since you also have a 3, why don't we go to you? You find yourself in a field of tall grass and of gentle wind. It's peaceful. You don't see anyone else. But Ephraim, as you're here, you smell something sharp. It's metallic. You smell iron. Do we have an AFK Ephraim?
Oh, sorry. I realized I didn't realize I was muted. I was
Oh
talking. I was
no.
like, wait, okay, never mind. Sorry. So he's gonna like flare his nostrils. He's looking around. He's thinking, Like that. Is this blood? That scent? And it shouldn't be, with where he is being such a peaceful place, but that's what the smell would remind him of. He's not sure why.
As you can follow the smell, the peaceful field that you're in gives way to carnage. The grasses are piled beneath bodies that stretch onwards, and you immediately noticed these bodies are dressed in fineries, celebratory clothes. All of them bloodstained, all of their eyes wide in fear, empty and glassy.
Now he's gonna think he's seen death before. And part of his brain is just gonna shift to kind of the one who kind of wonders how they died. He's gonna look at it and wonder, is this poison? Is this a blade? Was this done by violence, or did they just, was it magic or something else?
As you think these thoughts, the bodies come closer, either through the strange physics of dreams or through your wandering mind, bringing your attention closer. Across all of these bodies, there is a shared violence. Bites. Some more clean than others. Some more feral. But as you look through these sea of bodies, you see a figure sort of hunched over, shoulders moving as if crying.
He's going to, again, it's kind of like a fugue state almost. He's gonna reach out to ask, did you survive? Did you see what happened?
To reach out, the figure rises, standing fully, turning to you, and you see a white dress stained red and a thick veil covering a face. And your mind goes back to an invitation. Strahd's new bride. I think that's where
Tiana?
you'll wake up. Phelan,
Yeah.
let's go to you.
Okay.
You also find yourself in a familiar place. Stone walls, so plenty of space to not feel confined, cramped. Your home in the Underdark. where's the first place that you head towards?
Um, in the house, I would probably head toward my bedroom.
It's just as you left it.
At least it hasn't been touched.
Is there anywhere else that your
Is
mind carries you?
uh we know my father kept a large study. Might check that out too.
Yeah. You make your way to study. And as you arrive, you step through and what's your passive perception?
14.
14. Something catches your eye. There's a reflection in one of the glass cases over top of some of the more precious stones here. And you see yourself wearing a crown.
If I reach my hand up to my head, do I feel a crown on my head?
You do.
Oh boy. This tricks again. I know how it went the last time I tried to yank it off, but apparently Valen doesn't learn his lesson, so she'll try taking the crown off.
It comes off easily. It's just a head ornament. You can hold it down in front of you and look at it from different angles, how it gleams in the soft light of the study.
I'll do that.
It's nothing to be afraid of in this dream. It almost brings you a sense of comfort. Perhaps that is discomforting in its own way, but here, inside the dream, it's nice holding the crown.
Anything else about the study that stands out?
No. It seems just as you
No,
remembered it.
Good. If there's nothing else in the study, then I'll head out of the room.
And as you head out of the room, you leave your dream. And flat up. Let's visit your dream real quick.
Yeah.
Describe to me the night that you became a monster.
Well, I think it started more as a gradual climb. It was started off as, courier work, which led to more dangerous things, but also a better network, which led to bounty hunting, which led to, big game hunting, which led to monster hunting. It was kind of a gradual upswing. Um, but I would say the night it started would be going to his usual saloon, looking for a contract or work or something, and somebody was offering a lot more money for a lot less work without really explaining the big situation behind it.
As your dream brings you back to that memory, you can still hear the muffled sounds of the saloon as you focus in on this offer. In this dream, you know what waits ahead of you. You know that once you take this contract, there's no going back. You do it.
Oh yeah, this is more money than Flat Top's ever seen in one place. Of course, he's going to take this.
As you receive the contracts, the money, jobs, they keep flowing. You see the wealth begin to pile. Amongst the gold, there's blood. There's viscera. This money isn't clean. Doesn't mean you ain't doing good, but it comes with cost. And then you find yourself faced with so much money that it creates a wall that turns into a mirror, and as you look in the mirror, you know that you are looking at yourself. But you don't see anything. It's just a void. A void roughly shaped like yourself. And that's where you'll wake up before going down to make breakfast. And you can all press a long rest.
A questionable long rest, but a long rest nonetheless.
Yeah.
It feels like we rested with a level of exhaustion. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
You wake up rested in the physical form. The body is fine. The mind, that's debatable.
I guess we head down to
Yeah,
have
as
our
soon as
breakfast.
everyone's awake, the mage is very quick to let you know that breakfast is being made downstairs.
Well, I'm glad someone has an appetite. And he's just like waking up with the worst hangover and just tumbling down and picking at his food, like not with zero appetite. Probably be something like, I used to look down on day drinkers, but I think sometimes they have a point.
I don't know. I think my experience at the orphanage last night was more upsetting than my dream was.
Well, I guess you didn't see a field of corpses in your dream then.
No, I dreamt I was talking to myself, a younger version of myself, and then Strahd laughed at me.
So, I'd happily switch visions with you. 'Cause at this point, I feel like I've seen visions of myself dead. Now I've seen a field of corpses with what seemed like Strahd's bride. Seems like the happiest possible outcome of the wedding is a whole lot of bodies.
That's not ominous at all.
Yeah, he's just gonna shrug at this point. He's like,
I was
or,
in my father's study with the crown on my head.
If we're all sharing, I had one that made me think all the work I did is hollow, and in myself, I am hollow for the work that I have done. So it sounds like something visited us in our sleep last night and gave us all nightmares.
it's like you all had corpse-free nightmares.
No, I definitely had a lot of corpses in mine. It was all the ones I killed.
I take it back. Makes two of us. How are our two friends doing? I guess the Mad Mage doesn't have to worry about any mental calamities since he's cheerful about telling us about breakfast.
As you've all been sharing, the mage has been digging into his breakfast, eating heartily, and will, for anyone who's struggling to eat theirs, mention, if you're not going to finish that,
Go ahead. Here. He's gonna push his plate.
takes it over, and again, just eating heartily. Esmeralda is watching this curiously and hasn't commented on any of the dreams, though she has been actively listening. You can see as she like sort of watches, pays attention.
What about you?
I I had a dream. One that's not new to me. It's the first time that I met Benricton. I don't think that it's as ominous as the dreams you all had. I wouldn't say that it's not unrelated, but I've had this often enough that I can't say that it is. At this point, the Mad Mage sort of wipes his mouth with his hands. You shouldn't put too much merit in dreams.
As opposed to what? But more merit in reality?
Don't put merit in that either.
Where do you keep all your merit then?
Best place to keep your merit is under the farm.
Under the what?
The farm. You know, where you put the plants to grow and it helps nurture them, and your livestock helps nurture them as well. Keep them healthy. If you put faith in anything, it should be the things that you can control.
It seems this here we can barely control ourselves, and our minds are not entirely our own, so where does that leave us?
Same place that it leaves me.
Speaking of the place we're going to leave the Mad Mage, Father Lucian was not able to make him remember.
Correct.
Is there anywhere else in Vallaki we'd check? Or a cure? Or
Didn't we say that there might be someone in Kresk that could help?
yeah, the abbot, potentially. Who was himself a figure of some mystery, but
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
I meant to ask you this earlier. I didn't write it down in my notes last time, but did Father Lucian give me back my holy symbol of
Yes.
Imora?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
That was one of the things is when he said that he couldn't do it. It's like, it seems that your god does not favor me or does not see me here. So he handed that back.
Do we know how long it'll take to go to Kresk if we decided to do that?
it was a day from the tower. What, 2 days to cross, probably, or
I'd say about 2.5.
we wake up today. We have 21 days at this point, then, as of now.
Oh, I thought we still had 22.
Or is it
I
22?
thought we just didn't play out the
was-
long rest last time.
Yeah, we didn't play out the long rest last time. Because it was
Okay.
because it was the long rest in the cave, and then after that was when you got the invitations.
The invitation, I think. Yeah.
And that was 23, and then you got to Vallaki 22 after that. So
And before we get to Castle Ravenloft, we gotta stop by and let our good friend Casimir
Oh yeah,
know
I
that
forgot about
we're
him.
heading out because he's gonna help us. And then get all the way back over to Ravenloft, which I think is like, where's my ping? That's not the ping. Ravenloft is here.
That is Ravenloft. You are correct.
Oops, I didn't mean to click there. And then Casimir's encampment isn't shown on here, but it's nearby to Vallaki, which is where we're at.
Yeah, it's outside the walls.
Okay. So we would be passing by Casimir essentially whenever it is that we do go to Ravenloft.
Yep. So, any
Prep to
preparations?
leave.
Any preparations you'd like to go and do before Crest?
None here.
Nope.
No, none
There's
for.
no. Is there any place to buy potions of healing in Vallaki?
Roll insight.
Sure. 25.
The only people that you could think that would have the wealth to buy such an item would be either the Fiona Watcher, the governess that had asked for you to destroy the burgomaster, or the burgomaster himself, Baron Vargas Velocity.
I don't want to talk to either of those people.
Yeah, no, that's kind of a.
Yeah, no.
What
Six of
about
one,
the?
half a dozen of the other.
Isn't there like where Jinx was going to buy the poisoner's kit from before he realized how stupidly expensive it was? Like the junkyard people or whatever. Like would they
I would
have
say
like...
with a 25, you would not expect that to be there.
Okay.
You can go look,
Although
but I'd say with a 25, you'd know you wouldn't have your hopes up.
how
So
much
on one
was that
hand,
poisoner's kit?
Ephraim does have an herbalism kit, and he's proficient with the herbalist kit. So that'd be a day's work to make a potion of healing.
Would be, yes.
Could I technically just buy the ingredients for a later rest?
Yeah.
'Cause I
Ingredients
do
would
have.
probably be easy to find. It's the actual potion itself that's going to be a little up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need 25 gold pieces worth of ingredients to make one.
Yeah. I think I've got 230 gold. It's not really been used for anything, so I might, if we have time, because since we are in a fairly large town essentially, Ephraim might spend enough money to buy 2 healing potions worth of ingredients. If there's enough time for that.
Yeah, I will say that due to um, the uh, environment of Barovia's economy. Uh,
Hmm.
what would normally cost 25 gold is actually going to cost 65.
Okay. So we'll say 1 healing potion's worth of ingredients.
I'll happily give you 65 for a second set of ingredients.
Right.
I got like 1,000 gold burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah, I have nearly 900 gold too.
Inflation hits Barovian alchemical ingredients market.
The economy here sucks. Can I go back to the people that had the poisoner's kit last time and hand over 250 gold, which is how much it was going to cost me before to get one?
Yeah.
Okay. I will deduct 65 and give that to Ephraim, and I'll deduct 250 for the poisoner's kit.
Okay. Just making a quick custom item in my inventory. Ingredients.
Does this mean that now that you got the poisoner's kit, you can start using some of those fun rogue things for your sneak attack?
Yeah, it was only the one fun rogue thing that needed that, but I keep forgetting about the fun rogue things, so maybe this will help me to remember.
Nice. Alright. So, if you have all that you are seeking, traveling to Kresk should not be difficult. There is a road that takes you to the other village. So who?
Are we traveling in the daytime at this point, or is it?
I'd
It's
say it's day.
morning to afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say late morning at the earliest. Giving you time, unless you want to stay later.
No, any time that means fewer chances of werewolves, I'm up for it.
But werewolves can come at any point.
Damn it.
Alright. Who amongst your
Leaf's
group
holding his book now.
feels lucky?
Survival roll?
No, this will be a straight d20 roll.
I'll roll the d20.
Alright.
Go for it.
The 9.
9. As you are walking, you've been on the road for about a few hours. When Valen and Jinx and Ephraim and maybe even Flat Top. Let me double check here. flat top too. You all spot this. A figure lurching into view. You see sackcloth, torn eyes. It moves stiffly, almost unsure, but as its face turns to you, you can see that it is filled with malevolence. You can see the gut stuffed with dead ravens. You can see the long, rusted knives for claws as it starts running towards you.
Hey, no.
And you see more following behind it.
I would prefer if it shambled, Faye, please.
No, it runs.
No.
Maybe he just wants to be friends.
Maybe. Alright.
I remember picking some scorched fruit in this clearing.
Yeah.
Also met that undead knight that one time, but that was at nighttime.
Are we rolling initiative?
We will be in a second. I want to get
Okay.
my thing on the. I want to get them on there. Use the copy and paste function.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of jack-o'-lanterns.
Yes, scarecrows.
There's so many, though.
Not in my house.
Alright, and you guys can pop yourselves onto the map.
Won't be that close.
Yeah, you guys can put yourself on closer to the rocky bits of the map. No, you're not the Demogorgon.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, I was gonna say.
I was like, "Ooh, when did that guy show up?"
Who the hell is that guy?
Gotta wait for a whole other campaign for that to come into play. Alright. You guys can roll initiatives.
Oh, how gracious.
Oh, that's a 25.
Whew.
9.
Oof.
How is a 24?
19.
Beautiful. Alright. Then Jinx. You're the first to act.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action steady aim. And then I'm gonna throw my very sharp dagger at Scarecrow E. If I can find things on my character sheet, that would be great. Well, the dice want what they want. That's a 24 to hit.
It's a lot of 12s.
That is a lot of 12s. I'm going to go ahead and assume that hits. And then I'm going to get some sneak attack on top of that.
Woohoo!
Not doing anything sexy with my sneak attack, just doing damage. That's 25 points altogether.
Lovely.
And then I will send my offhand dagger at the same Scarecrow.
Okay.
That's a 13, though.
A 13 will hit a scarecrow. They do not have armor.
I love that. That's 4 more points, but I believe this is just a regular old dagger. Nothing special about my offhand.
All right. Well, that's enough for Scarecrow E to be no longer a problem.
I love that for us. That'll be my whole turn.
All right. It is Flat Top's go.
Let us go for this then. We're gonna run out closer to this tree line, and we're gonna take a shot at Scarecrow. A beat.
Okay.
Uh, does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Beautiful. It'll be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
We're gonna go for another one. I believe I crit on a 19 or no? I might be getting my characters mixed up. No. Okay, cool. That'll be another 6 points of damage.
All right.
And then I will use my bonus action to lay down the law. I'm going to roll one of my risk die for a d8. And I'm going to give 8 points to Ephraim of temporary health.
Alrighty.
Appreciated.
Yep.
Scarecrow. Is going to turn quickly the direction of the shots Flat Top fired, sprinting 20, 30, and as it runs towards you, can Flat Top give me a wisdom saving throw?
Is this for a frightened condition?
It is for a frightened condition.
I have a aura, so me and within 10 feet of me, unless incapacitated, have advantage against saving throws to avoid or end the frightened condition.
Okay, so you have advantage. Go for it.
How's a 16?
16 means that you are not frightened.
Excellent.
Ephraim, it is your turn.
Okay, Ephraim is... Okay, let's see. Yeah, we'll keep it simple. Ephraim's gonna go up close to Scarecrow A.
Okay.
And attempt to basically dislodge his pumpkin head. Let's see. Attack. Just regular unarmed attack. First one is a nat 1, which clearly misses. Second attack is a 16, which should hit.
Yep.
It's 1d8, 1d8. Let me do the attack for the unarmed strike, for the bonus action unarmed strike as well. If they're both hit, then roll. Okay, so 2 unarmed strikes, 2d8 plus 10. This will all be force damage. So 12 plus 10, 22 force damage to the Scarecrow.
And since you are in melee when you do this, he'll be able to use his reaction to retaliate.
Very cool.
19 to hit?
When somebody makes an
19.
attack against
Go ahead.
Ephraim, I will also get to make a reactionary attack against them because of lay down the law.
Okay. So, the 19 hits?
The 19 hits.
Alright. That'll deal 5 slashing damage, and you gain the frightened condition.
Okay. Can I use my reaction to reduce the slashing damage?
You can.
So deflect attacks. So it's 1d10 plus 14. So the slashing damage goes away entirely, I believe.
Correct.
The frightened condition is the frightened condition automatic, or do I
It's an
get to make a
automatic.
save? Okay.
Oh.
I
A 10 misses, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
What happens if he negated all the damage, though? Is he still frightened if the hit didn't land?
The hit lands, it just doesn't do the damage.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's an on hit, and so it's like it takes the damage and this effect happens, but because of monk things, he can negate the damage part of the consequence.
Yeah, but the effect still stands. Okay, so Ephraim is now frightened.
Alright, Scarecrow B is going to run towards Halo. And then swings with its claws.
Yeah.
Maybe, if D&D Beyond rolled really nice to me. And fails. That's a natural one.
Yeah.
Scarecrow C also running in. Right, you're all within range. Dice say Jinx. Jinx, could you give me a wisdom saving throw? This is against the frightened condition. However, I don't believe you are within 10 feet of flat top.
I am not. I would like to use a luck point.
Go for it.
That's a 13.
A 13 means you are not frightened.
I love that for me.
Scarecrow D. Much the same, running in. And I believe much the same, you are all within range. No, flat top is not. So we have 3 people within range. Dice decide this will be Ephraim. Ephraim, if you could please give me a wisdom saving throw against the frightened condition. I do
So
believe
saving throw
Ephraim would be within the 10 feet.
for Scarecrow C or
Flat top
Probably.
gives advantage against frightened conditions.
oh right, yep. Okay. So roll with advantage?
Yeah.
Or regular? Yeah. Okay. With advantage that comes to 11.
11
Great.
means that you are not frightened.
Oh, good to know.
Phelan, it's your turn.
Some scarecrows aren't immune to necrotic damage. I'm gonna chill touch the one that's in front of me. Or attempt to. The 24,
And 24 hits.
10 points of necrotic.
Alright. Anything else from Valen?
It's still up. No, and that's it.
Scarecrow F joins the fun. Gets next to Ephraim, and will take a swing. But will miss, so you're fine. As Jinx, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna try something here. I will bonus action steady aim because I want advantage, and I'm going to attack. Which is the one that's bloody next to Ephraim? Is that A?
Yes.
Let's say
I am going to attack A with my very sharp dagger. With advantage. Glad I had advantage. That's 29 to hit.
Yeah.
And I'll do sneak attack. That'll be 29 points altogether.
Dead Scarecrow.
And then I will love that. I will nick attack the bloody one in front of Valen with that is unfortunately only an 11.
An 11 just hits.
Oh, I love that. 2 whole points.
For B?
The bloody one. Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what he had left.
I love that. I was hoping for a twofer and I got it. Okay,
Nice.
that's my whole turn.
Alright, Flat Top, it's your turn.
Excellent. I'm going to pie around this corner here to get a shot on F. And we're gonna pop 2. That's a crit.
Yes, that is a crit.
And a 26. So
Yeah.
that's 16. That's 20 plus 34 on the first shot. And another 13.
Dead.
Beautiful. We will go ahead and actually, how many of these things are left? Oh, we got this. I will continue my movement around to flank these scarecrows in, so they have nowhere to go.
Alright. Ephraim, it's your turn.
Ephraim's gonna give a quick nod to Flat Top for getting rid of the problem. He's gonna move over to Scarecrow C and then attempt to use all measures possible to, well, if it's dead, it can't frighten me, is his logic. So 2 unarmed strikes, 24 on the first one, and then 11 probably misses, right?
No, 11 just hits. Both of those are hits.
Okay, both of those hit. Gonna burn off one, well, actually, third bonus action, unarmed attack, 23. 3 hit, and then I'm gonna use a focus point to do a 4th.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows. So 4 hits. So 48 plus 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 48 plus 20 force damage. That is 20 plus 20, 40 force damage on Scarecrow C.
Okay.
And he is going to use, I think he's a little there. And he's going to use another about 18 feet of movement to get over here. And that is Ephraim's turn.
Alrighty. Our Scarecrow can get to any of you, so we're gonna roll. That's going for Flat Top. So as it runs towards you, it's gonna make an attempt to slash at you, but I do believe that an 11 misses.
Yep.
As Valen, we come to your turn.
Firebolt it. 18
18 hits,
for 15 fire damage.
which sets it aflame as it catches easily, dealing twice the amount of damage and killing it. Which means that you are no longer bound to the initiative. And You can take a quick breath after that.
I'm gonna go poke at the one that caught fire at the very end. Just to figure out what was animating it.
As you look at
Again,
it, it's just a charred husk. Um, there's again the tang of death here, as again it was filled with dead ravens, and now those burned, and it's a sharp smell of burned feathers and dead blood and smoke, and by your best estimation, whatever rose this was some arcane energies.
it's a bad way to go if you're a bird. Yeah.
What y'all doing?
I think we'll be all right.
I remembered scarecrows are easily flammable.
Fair point. I think there's going to be more of them out here.
I'd rather not stick around and find out.
Understandable.
I just realized Kirkers are a bit like clowns.
Easily flammable.
That's what makes them scary. Yes, easily flammable and terrifying under the right circumstances. But yes, also easily flammable. I don't think I've ever set fire to a clown.
I don't believe that I have either. But I can't imagine that they're resistant to fire.
What did he say?
Uh, that he hasn't either, but he can't imagine that they are resistant to fire, referring to clouds.
Oh.
I don't know that we want to figure out if clowns are easily flammable.
It wouldn't be a bad thing to figure out.
Perhaps something you can explore in your own time.
Maybe we cross that bridge when we come to it.
There are many bridges that when you come to it you shouldn't cross.
Well, as long as we don't see clowns like this at the wedding,
Oh, but weddings are the
maybe we
perfect
should get
time
back
for
on
a
the
clown
road.
to be present. All sorts of jesters who lighten up such an affair.
Jinx has started walking in whatever direction they were headed in originally.
Yes.
Easily done. So, as you set back onto the road, now reaching our late afternoon, evening portion of travel, who's feeling lucky and would like to roll a d20?
I rolled in that one earlier, so I'm gonna say let me try and amend that. Eh, 13.
13. Do, 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 do. As you're nearing a point this evening where you must consider rest, you would all hear something, a snap of wood in the tree line. Sounds like someone stepped on a branch or something.
We all hear that?
You all heard that.
Tell my dog to be alert. I'll look in the direction that the sound came from.
Roll me a perception roll.
15.
You see a reflection of eyes between the trees. The way that an animal's eyes will sort of catch the light and create a reflect. They don't seem to be looking at you, but you do see them. Something is out there.
I'll look at my companions and point where I see those eyes.
And we'll
I try to
follow.
sneak up to it.
Yeah.
Roll me a stealth roll, Jinx.
That will actually be 24.
You move deftly through the vegetation, making sure not to step on anything that would give away your position. And what you would see, the bearer of these eyes is no animal. You see a humanoid figure, hunched, covered in dirt and grime and pelts. You've seen figures like this before. Druids trying to poison the wine, the winery. Seems to be someone of similar ilk looking for something.
Can I sneak back to my party members?
Yes, yes, you can.
I will tell them what I saw. It looks like one of those druids from the winery. Was only
Just one.
Valen there for that? I can't remember.
I believe it was only Valen for that, out of who is here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, there were some druids trying to poison the winery. a while back. Looks like maybe might be one of them.
The one?
I only saw the one.
We can surprise him. If you want to sneak back.
We don't waste our
Do we want to try
resources on
talking?
We could try talking, but I don't think we should fight a single figure. At least not someone like this, it sounds.
Yes, we do have the advantage of numbers.
I'm talking to it.
Maybe if it hears us talking to him, he'll just leave of his own accord.
It's worth a shot.
I can't yell.
And as far as we're aware, the druid hasn't spotted us, right?
Not that can be seen.
Okay.
Esmeralda's eyes go over to the mage traveling with your group when the topic of someone calling out to this person comes up.
I'll jeez. I'll raise my voice a little bit. Someone there.
There's another shudder of the woods, and instead of a person, you would all see sort of charging out and across the road in front of you a deer. A deer that disappears into the woods on the other side of the crossing.
Is the maze still with us?
Looking back, you do see that the mage is still there.
Not a friend of yours, is it?
Do you think I know old deer? No. Perhaps I do know that one.
The eyes are gone though. Like the druid turned into a deer and ran away. Or are the eyes still there and this was an unrelated deer?
Quick look to the area where the druid was. There are no eyes. And it would be that the druid turned into this spooked deer. But it is growing late. And it would be wise. So let's get a survival roll for setting up camp. Okay. And we will tune back into our camp and our rest, and likely some watches after our real life break. And we'll come back here in a few minutes. So, as we come back to Barovia, back to a land enshrouded in mist, our heroes, our adventurers, have just settled in to rest between their destination of Kresk and their origin point of Laki. Since you're resting in the open air of Barovia, I'm assuming that there will be watches.
Yep.
Jinx can go on the first watch.
Jinx on first.
Who's on second?
Ephraim can take second.
The third.
Does Flat Top wish to join anyone on their watch?
I'll join up first.
Alright. It'd be Jinx and Flat Top. We'll have our mage on second with Ephraim. And Esmeralda with Valen.
Yeah.
So, watch number 1. Let's start with perception rolls.
That'll be 29.
That's probably for the best.
On the plus side, there's no rain. Though the mists, the fog, they are thick. Creates a wall that you can't quite see beyond. And when your eyes begin to fail, your ears begin to overcompensate, and you start to hear more. Or at least you become more aware of it. Fluttering of wings, be they bat or raven, rustle of trees and wind. Anything could be a sign of being watched. Nothing could be amiss. It's hard to tell for sure. But what it's easy to tell, at least for Jinx, is that there is currently no immediate threat. So what does watch look like?
Flat Top's a little tired after a day of travel and is more just stoking the fire and in his own head rather than paying attention to the outer reaches of things.
When Jinx feels like there isn't an immediate threat, he'll attempt to catch Flat Top's attention. Can't talk too loud, but he'll ask, I haven't seen one of those contraptions before. Are they common where you come from? And he'll motion to the revolver.
Everybody's got one of these where I'm from.
How does it work?
Well, you see, and he'll open it up and let the cylinder slide out to the side, and he'll pull out one of the bullets, and he'll start explaining, all the nuances of primers and gunpowder and all. He doesn't quite know what gunpowder's made out of, but he knows enough to know how it burns and how it works and all that. And then he'll put it back in and close it shut and show the action of the hammers and triggers and all that. Really walking through all the steps, like just breaking down the mechanics of how a revolver will operate.
Jinx's eyes are bright. His ears are perked up. He's eating all of this up.
Yeah, there really ain't no magic involved with this. It's all science, mechanics, and doodads and whatnot.
I don't know half of the words you just said, but that's okay.
Ah, well.
I just throw pointy things.
Hey, I mean, that's all science is. The evolution of time has been how can we throw a smarter rock faster? And it's just been that ever since.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right? Yeah.
As the Watch's history lesson of black powder and revolver mechanics comes to a close, nothing of danger happens on your watch. Bringing us to our second watch. Ephraim and our mage. We begin with perception rolls.
Right. Dirty 20.
You also see the thick fog as watch comes about. But beyond that, it is quiet. Unnervingly quiet. It seems as if the world is still.
And we hear anything from our surroundings?
I mean, you hear the camp.
Any natural sounds? Mm-hmm.
You hear the breathing of your companions, the low crackle of a small flame. You hear the wind, but everything else is quiet.
He's gonna tell the mage that this stillness feels like a bad dream.
It feels like a predator, and we are the prey.
I mean, that's almost every day and every other night. Doesn't feel like the werewolves, though.
No,
This
these are not wolves. This is different.
is something you've encountered before, do you think?
Oh, no, no, I don't. I don't know that I've encountered this, but I feel something in my bones. Something
Yeah.
that makes me want to run.
Well, instincts just an early warning system, I'd like to think. And God tells us more about how we need to survive more often than not. He's gonna like look around to see if he can make out anything, any movement
As
around them.
you look around, you don't see movement, but you do see in the mist, just beyond the point where everything becomes obscured, the shape of someone standing. They're still. They don't move. They don't call out to you. But you see someone.
Point it out to the mage and ask, "Can you see that there?"
As the mage looks in the
Shape.
distance, begins. You can tell that he's seen the same figure, but it begins to hyperventilate. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. And you can see that as he's speaking this, as he's trying to breathe, his hands are moving. You can tell that he is going to cast a spell.
There.
Do you try and stop him?
Do you? Let's split second. I don't know that Ephraim's gonna try and restrain him. That would just be worse. Is he close? Is he adjacent to where I am? Like right next to me?
He'd be
Assuming, or?
he'd be somewhat close, since you're both on watch. I wouldn't say that he's like right next to you, but he's not far.
Yeah. Not the most persuasive. He was probably just gonna say, "Breathe. What do you see?"
Roll for me a D100 here. You want low.
Oh dear. D100.
As you say
Oh,
breathe, it is unfortunately half a breath too late as the spell is released. Crackling lightning, and this would wake up everybody in the camp as the lightning shoots out through the heavy mist. And as it gets close to the figure, it lights up the shadowy face. And you see the red gleam, the statuesque features, the smirk of one Strahd von Zarovich standing outside your camp, who disappears into a swarm of bats just before impact of the lightning, and then reforms into bats, or reforms into himself from the bats, and still stares at you.
I was gonna look at Strahd and then back at the mage. Look at this one. I'm assuming the air still smells of electricity after you discharge that spell. Take a breath. I don't know why our host of the wedding has chosen to grace us with his presence. He's not gonna address Strahd directly. He's more just concerned with his good friend, the mage, not throwing a fireball or turning into a rabbit and fleeing.
Now, the rest of you, of course, would have heard the discharge of lightning. And waking up, you would see a distraught mage, hands sort of shaking.
Would we see Strahd as well?
You'd see a form in the mist, distantly.
What happened?
That mage fired off a spell. Lightning.
A ghost. There's a ghost.
Oh,
I'm
man,
gonna
it was
get
no
close.
ghost friend.
Let me get
We
closer
both
to the mage.
saw him, and not a ghost. It's the count.
In the mention of that, Valen will stare off toward the figure.
As Valen stares at the figure, you watch as the form of a man melts away into the mist. But the world is still quiet, eerily so. The air still charged.
You really have nothing better to do than to watch us while we're sleeping.
As he's taking a break from his wedding planning.
Just curious of the figures who have so quickly won the concern of my bride to be. You can see where the voice comes from. Again, the shadowy outline closer, and not quite in the same direction of where it once was. I must admit, I found you all very interesting and meddlesome. And now I am just curious. You were very quick to accept more people and traveling with you. And so many have fallen.
Dying alone in the dark.
You think dying my hand would be any less lonely?
don't think you'd be so kind as to grant a quick or clean death.
Perhaps you are correct. But we have time yet to see. Perhaps the version of myself, the land that you walk on, gets to you. But these ends the same way that it always does. You will be dead. But this time when I win, not young, be at my side.
Valen will say it. You mean Irina?
One and the same. You wouldn't understand.
Well, since you're so sure we won't make it out if you're alive, then maybe you can enlighten us.
As you say that, the form again disappears. And then, all of a sudden, in the middle of your camp, Valen, could you make for me either a strength or dexterity saving throw?
What am I better? Oh, Dex. Yeah, Dex for sure. 16.
Fortunately, a 16 is not enough to resist this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Icy and hard as steel, a grip underneath your chin. Barely enough room for you to breathe, but with the pressure that you know that you are being held, you are lifted to the very top of your toes. You stare into red eyes. And if you could please roll for me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against being charmed?
It is against a charm. You have
Yes,
advantage.
at least I get it. Yeah. Nat 20.
Mmm.
You feel no different. But Strahd, confidently, what would you wish for me to elucidate upon?
You're obsessed with just a single woman.
I am obsessed with my love. I think you understand that sort of obsession. Only instead of love, you crave power.
Don't seek to be a tyrant like you are.
But you still seek the throne. You cannot hide. I see you for what you are. Tell yourself whatever makes you sleep better at night. And as he says that, he drops you with a little bit more force than is necessary. You hit the ground with a thud. And as he looks down at you, Valen,
Mm-hmm.
that smirk turns into a sneer. And then the bats, and he flutters off into the sky.
Jinx speaks the command word of the sword.
Light fills the area, starts chasing away the thickest of the fog. Nothing here, except for yourselves.
I'm curious too, but I'm not creepy about it.
Excuse me.
Slowly, though there's no voice that calls back to you, the world becomes less quiet. The expected night sounds return, but perhaps it does not bring any ease or comfort. It definitely at least alerts you that a large threat has passed.
Is there anyone currently like right next to me or anything?
Like immediately within touching distance, probably not unless someone else would want to be. But you're all again fairly close. You guys had stopped in for camp.
Okay.
Well, that was certainly something.
Maybe get up and rubbing like underneath his chin and his neck. I get the vague sense that he likes me the least.
You all right?
Balin himself, he's fine, but that's yeah. Player wise, that was a little bit of a rush. I'll be fine.
What was that name you said that provoked him so much? Name of his bride?
Irina. She was his one of the people that we first ran into when we entered Barovia. The only thing we know for sure is she's still alive.
The vampire plans to make her his bride, then she'll be one of the undead afterwards, won't she?
More than likely.
Strahd harassed her father until he died. And then we were supposed to take her someplace safe. And you can see how successful we were.
You're both alive. Some measure of success.
Hey, two questions. Arena has a brother, right? It's Ismark.
No, it is not.
Oh,
I don't think it's Ismark. I think Ismark. It might be. Hold on.
because I remember we
It's
met some.
Mark Kolyanovic.
Yes, it is
He
Ismark.
buys us wine.
Ismark the Lesser. That's right.
Okay, I thought it's been so long, so.
Yeah. No, I had. It's been so long that I forgot too. So you're good.
And then second question. My faithful servant. Is it possible to do I have to speak out loud or can I communicate like in my head?
So far, you've only talked to him out loud.
Shoot. Okay, I want to try it here. I do want to talk to him, but I'm not going to do it in front of the group.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
plenty of trees that you could go stand behind.
You guys can finish watch. I'm gonna go stretch my legs for a moment.
As you go to say that, Esmeralda stands up. I don't think that's a great idea.
Not go far from camp. Just, I just had a count grab me by the neck. I think I need to walk it off.
Yeah.
Stay within
Strahd,
earshot, or
Strahd just showed up here and you want to go off on your own? I don't care how far it is. It's stupid. It's dangerous and reckless.
Really don't want to make the group seem I'm insane right now. Reluctantly stay at the camp then.
You want to go take a walk? Just bring someone with you. Doesn't have to be everybody.
Well, he does have his faithful hound with him, so he's not by himself. As long as he's within earshot or close enough that we can see.
All right. It'll be my turn for watch anyway.
Well, with that, it does come to Valen and Esmeralda's watch. So, Valen, roll for me a perception.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 19.
Okay. With the 19, you would notice that for most all of the watch, while she's not directly staring at you, Esmeralda is paying attention to you and not really much of the outside world.
I figured.
But with your 19, Valen, the world returns to how you expect it to. The sound of the wildlife, the fog eventually starting to lessen the as the sun starts its ascension into the sky. What do you do on your watch?
Yeah. The Valen's contemplating just how close he came to probable death there. But, yeah, he's not sure what to think. Of course, he wants to get out of this place alive, but he doesn't really think that's going to happen. I think he'd just be thinking about that during his watch.
As you're thinking about this, a close call, my liege.
Hopefully mutter quietly enough that Esmeralda doesn't notice. Yes, it was.
Perhaps, as your advisor, should you be open to my suggestion, we try to advance a more beneficial relationship to the Count. A man of such power could assist us in your ascension to the throne.
Malin's kind of doing that head thing where he's not quite looking around, but I think you know what I'm getting at. How do you suppose we do that?
Not provoking him would be my first suggestion. But the wedding coming up, a proper pledge and a proper gift could be the right step to a bountiful alliance.
This land isn't exactly teeming with wealth. I don't know what be a gift.
Leave the gift planning to me, my liege. I will find out what would be appropriate.
And Valen can't even believe he's going to say these next words, but he's do it.
Of course, my liege. Then you feel a lighter presence. And you all can complete a long rest.
Now we're 21 days to the wedding.
Now we're 21 days to the wedding.
3 weeks.
3 weeks to find a present.
I thought we were just gonna get him a KitchenAid.
I don't
I
think
keep
they have
thinking
the
of that
Bumbaroni.
That's the quick and easy answer.
phone message from the Ring. And this guy's is like a bat coming in every night, going like, 21 days.
No, Strahd only comes in on multiples of 7. But morning greets you, and with it, another day's travel to Kresk. Your mage is still shaken up. His hands tremble, not as intensely as they did the night before, but he is slow to talk to anyone, even if immediately addressed. Esmeralda is wary, though Valen, you can tell the wariness is no longer directed solely to you. She is keeping a watch to the woods into the skies as your group travels.
know if it would help the mage, but maybe have my dog walk alongside him.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything during this travel?
Nothing specific other than being wary and cautious. Ephraim would probably ask Valen if his throat is injured from earlier.
It doesn't feel sore right now.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, he does have a very strong grip.
Caitlin, it looked like you might have had something going.
Oh no, sorry, my mic is kind of sensitive, so
I
it's yeah.
no, I saw Caitlin's unmute before that little interaction, so I was calling back to that.
No, I'm all good.
Yeah.
Jinx is not in an overly talkative mood. Hearing Strahd call out right to their faces that we've lost people had an impact on Jinx. A lot of feelings being dredged up. So he's not talking really unless someone speaks directly to him, and he's keeping his eyes and ears trained just on the surroundings as they travel.
Okay. Who amongst you would like to make the d20 roll for the first part of travel?
I feel like I haven't done it in a really long time.
Go for it.
Alright, then why don't we have you roll it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do
We
it.
want me to.
Since you think you're so good at it.
I just said no such thing. That's an 18.
Good job. That was pretty good.
Well, wait till we see what we're fighting before you say that.
Well, we're fighting a big gift basket.
Yeah, with a KitchenAid in it.
With
Our
the
search is
KitchenAid.
over.
Yeah, you found it right
We
there.
did it. We did it.
No, actually, your first half of the day's travel is calm. Nothing of note happens. At least nothing from the outside world. What goes on within each of you is, of course, a different story. But as the second half of the day comes up, who would like to roll their d20?
I'll do it.
Okay, you go for it.
How's a 12?
It's definitely something. As as you are as you are moving, as the light is starting to draw close in the evening, the walls of Kresk not yet within your sight. Jinx, you'd be the one to spot this. There's a dark figure crouched low, perfectly still, and aims a crossbow in the direction of your group.
Guys, there's a guy with a crossbow aimed at us at our 2 o'clock.
Walls?
Slam will draw.
That's
You won't look in
fine.
that direction, but he will draw.
Sneak up behind him and say boo.
Well, if he shoots, I can probably catch it.
Oh, that would be so cool. I can't do that.
Now that Jinx has pointed him out, how far away is this figure?
About 80 or so feet away.
If we get a little closer and he shoots, I can catch it and throw it back to him. Maybe.
I will say at this point, you've been standing still, or at least moving slow enough that if someone was going to try and shoot you, they would have done so by now.
Seems like they're gonna shoot us anyway.
You guys want to try and see what they want?
See what the shot.
I could circle around behind them unseen in case they do anything untoward.
Right side. Someone with a weapon that's probably not Strahd.
Just slowly approach and try talking first.
Right behind you.
All right.
I'm trying to seem as non-threatening as I can be. I'll start walking towards the location where this crossbow-wielding individual is.
Jinx, are you going ahead with your idea of trying to sneak behind while this is happening?
Like to, yes.
All right, roll for me a stealth roll.
That'll, I can't roll below a 10, but I still want to. I'll spend a luck point and see if I can do better than that. Yeah, that's a 28.
And using the cover of your companions moving closer, you slip off into the woods. An easier way to sort of sneak around, come behind someone who might be looking at you. And you're fairly quick. By the time that the careful steps of your companions get within a conversational distance of this figure, you have also moved to get a visual on the rear side. And Jinx, could you roll for me a Constitution saving throw?
I sure can.
Okay.
Gonna spend another luck point. Don't like that roll. Whew, okay, it's a 21.
Okay. You manage to keep your stomach in check as you see on the rear side of this man, a gaping hole where his spine should be.
I got no way to tell my friends that, so I'll just file that away in the old brain box.
For
Is he okay?
for the others, as you get closer and start to call out, there is no response from this man.
Can I look around myself to see if I could see if the thing that did that to this person is still around?
For sure. Are you just trying to use your passive perception, or would you like to make a roll?
I'd like to roll.
All right, roll for me, please.
I'm not moving at the moment, so I've
You're
got
right.
advantage on this
You do
one.
have advantage.
That's a 24.
24. You don't see anything in the nearby vicinity that may have done this.
Okay. I walk cool as a cucumber out to meet my friends.
Cool.
That guy's got no spine.
Well, I think that's a little rude. I think we just met the man. He
I
might
mean,
have a little bit of grit to him.
like there's a hole where his spine used to be.
Oh,
Seems
that's
medically
way worse.
plausible. Like, everyone's just gonna be immediately like, that's. Like, I have to see this. And he's gonna, like,
As you
beeline.
go ahead, Caitlin.
I was just gonna say, hey man, I won't stop you, but it ain't pretty.
Yeah, so anyone who'd like to get closer to the corpse can see that, yes, the spine has been removed, and essentially the crouching state of this man is a statistical wonder of balance and rigor mortis.
Well then,
Can we, in this crouching position, can we see the person's face?
Yeah,
We can tell that they a man or a woman.
there, man.
Man.
He seemed to be keeping an eye for something, and something else got him.
Face is not contorted in pain.
You see an
No,
expression of
it's not.
surprise or. So.
What happened here happened very quickly.
It's probably a long shot, but I'll Esmeralda, since she's. Well, wait, is Esmeralda from Barovia?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But while the others go and look at the corpse and poke at it or whatever they're doing, can Jinx just thumb through his book of fairy tales from Barovia and see if there's a monster that just steals people's spines in this book anywhere?
The closest thing of monsters stealing spines are hags. They collect bones.
oh great, more of them.
And there's at least one hag that you know is still out on the run.
We should
I
fix.
thought we killed them.
No.
They ran away.
She turned into a big cloud of flies.
Frick.
After nearly one-shotting me.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
uh, would Valen know this information as well, or would I have to make a check?
I mean, if you'd like to make a check to think about that, because I mean, Jinx was looking through his book of fairy tales to see about this. So
Oh, maybe.
Can Ephraim try and tell if the spine removal was from any creature that
uh,
could have been encountered?
I will say Ephraim can roll for me either survival or medicine at this moment.
Well, we got the same for both, so let's try medicine.
I'll ask.
12. Oh wait,
The
hang on. Can I give myself guidance
Sure,
to get
an extra D4.
16?
16. I will say that with a 16 medicine, whoever, whatever, took the spine did so in a way that was precise. There's very little else that has been taken or even moved out of place beyond, just the natural sliding of organs in a dead body. It speaks of someone with practice and with intent.
Gonna relay his findings to the party. Like he's gonna be a little puzzled as he says this. Like it wasn't a beast. It's not even like it's a butcher with a fresh kill. It's just almost surgical. Not sure if that's worse.
I'll ask Jinx what the book says.
Oh, um, yeah, it might have been a hag.
That's when Valen
'Cause
remembers we left one of them got away. Right. As we didn't have enough to deal with.
There is no seen threat here. And Ephraim, you know that Kresk is not far off. Perhaps.
One last question. I think this will he'll ask this to Jinx, I guess. Is there anything on the body that we can potentially identify the person with? Did you notice anything? Like
I would say anyone
also because he's
close to
not
the
confident that
body.
he can.
I would say anyone close to the body would notice that there wasn't much on
Okay.
the figure.
Okay. No identifying.
Yeah, they don't have an ID on their cards.
Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
like dog tags.
Does the figure look like they're from Barovia?
Yes, they look to be very
Okay.
Barovian.
Okay.
But
Jeez.
Kresk is not far off. You could make it there before needing to rest with some time to perhaps find a place to bed down. And I think we will pick up our next session outside its gates.